YouTube? It is Blerd, and today I want to talk about a new book from Ignition Press called Sicko. And I read the ash can first, but it wasn't until I got my hands on the full book that I realized gravity of the book and what it was really about. And it was this line right here. We have this woman who has a undiagnosable disease, and she is cornered at some kind of convenience store by these people in hazmat suits. And one of them says, "Your immune system is attacking your body, so sorry." And the woman here says, "Remember that you didn't give a shit, but now I'm making it your problem. Now my immune system can attack you too." And it's when she weaponizes this illness that she has. And I was like, oh snap, this isn't about some kind of medical mystery or whatever. It is about the frustration of invisible and chronic illness. Something that I understand. I have a chronic, unfixable physical injury that affects my mobility and causes constant pain. And it's one of the things that really got me into comics, having to have something to fill my time and look forward to. But the worst part is the treatment of the doctors. When I first got hurt, I remember it was like a certain excitement and optimism I got from every specialist I saw. They were 100% convinced that one simple surgery would have me feeling better than ever. I would be a new man. And after my surgery, which was based on a misdiagnosis and botched, when I didn't get better within that time frame, they had at first frustration, and then it was like they almost got bored with me and wanted to move on from me, because I was no longer a puzzle they could solve, but I was something broken beyond repair. And it was frustrating. And there were times when, I hate to say it, but I was not above wishing my pain, even temporarily, on some of the medical professionals that took me for granted. But yeah, it's a very good book. I started with the ash can. That was a free preview copy, and what it set up was enough to get me intrigued. And pretty much it's about this Val who was a medical student, but she contracted some kind of illness that they cannot diagnose. It's been a year. She's in and out of the hospital getting worse. There are no answers. Bills are piling up. She is at the end of her rope. But when we meet her, we don't meet her in a clinical setting. She is wandering around and wandering into this convenience store in a dusty, barren place, in a medical gown and looking horrible, coughing up blood, picking up a few things. And people are, of course, frightened about her and what's going on. And she pays for her stuff and asks the clerk to use his phone. And then we cut back to before. And we see her in the hospital dealing with this. I don't want to give away too many points, but I love what they did with the non-linear storytelling. And they do this a lot of cutting to the convenience store after she has escaped the hospital, to the eventual standoff with the mysterious people in hazmat suits, whoever they are, either a secret agency or medical group, but back and forth between the hospital and that scene. And like I said, when I understood what it was, she was weaponizing her illness, and that was and it was the only relief she got. It really, the whole story clicked for me. It was relatable, and while I wouldn't want to zap somebody and make them feel what I feel, the frustration is real. The frustration is there. And it captures that realistic detail, and it puts a supernatural slash superhero villain spin on it. And now she is this, superpowered individual that weaponizes her immune system. And when we leave off, we find out that the people that, like I said, the people that were treating her may not have been what they appeared to be. And so with all of the revelations, even just in the second half of this book, they still left a lot to discover and a lot of loose ends that make logical sense. And I am looking forward to seeing where this goes, how far it goes. Ignition Press really did a great job on this #1 issue. It is written by Tini Howard, illustrated by Amilcar Pena, and the colors is Amanda Grazzini, and the editor is Ariana Marr. And I really do like the art style. It is, I don't know how to explain it. It is reminiscent of Something is Killing the Children, to where it has a bit of an edge and a touch of realism, but it's slightly off kilter, creating a sense of impending doom, impending dread, a sense of uncomfortable, a sense of being uncomfortable. But yeah, from the art to the story to the pacing, probably the best #1 issue I read in all of 2026. I suggest you check it out. I got mine from PackRatComics.com. They're located in Hilliard, Ohio, but if you're not in Hilliard, Ohio, check them out, PackRatComics.com. I got my books within a few days of release, shipped across country very securely and safety. If you want to see how they pack up their books and ship them, you can tune in. I suggest you do to my new comic book day unboxing Wednesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. But until then, keep reading them books, and I'll see you next time. Blerd is out.